Casa Esmeralda. Hi, it's Tony and Letty Casa Esmeralda, and today we're just going to be vlogging a little bit. And yes, I got the grill on, and it's about Rudi. After 1 month, Rudi was doing a lot better and that, but since Hansi has taken over the coop, the hens didn't really like Rudi being in the way, and neither did Hansi, so I butchered Rudi today. He's in the fridge, and I am grilling, so I got the grill going. So what I'm gonna do is I'll show you the pumpkins that I planted and the squash, and it did come up. So, and my figs, all my figs are ready. So these are the nice purple. These are the nice, I love these purple violet figs. They are so sweet. They are twice as sweet as the green ones, but they are just as good. So I just finished watering right now, and these guys, there is just anonymous of having a natural garden, no machines or tillers, and I got these Baratiri. They're like Baratiri Carosello. They're in like the melon variety, so they grow like a melon, but they are a cucumber, and they're absolutely fabulous. Franchi Seeds has this, so they grow in a melon, and you can grow a cucumber of the Baratiri Carosello. And there's a whole bunch in here. There's about 5 of them all growing here like that. They're just kind of all hiding. I kind of don't want to step on something, but there's another small one growing there, and they absolutely love growing in the wood. So the down tree stuff, the stuff that's giving off the nitrogen. So the nitrogen is the key ingredient, and a lot of these farmers, they're using the chemical nitrogen in the fertilizers. And what happens is that when you use the chemical fertilizer, it fertilizes the ground, but then after a certain period of time, that chemical fertilizer, it dies off, and it actually does more bad things to the earth and nature itself, because you have to naturally rejuvenate your earth, and that's the key secret. And then this just keeps going on and on, these wood chips and this mist and everything, it just keeps composting. So as it's composting, it's giving off the nitrogen, it's giving off the minerals and the fruits and everything. So here is the pumpkin right now, and there's some squash, and I actually threw some Biatola in here too, because I just want to get this garden going. And Biatola and Rapa are 2 things here that I know that you can use. What Biatola is a type of chard here in Southern Europe that we use a lot. Yes, the Adriatic is part of Southern Europe, Greece, all sort of that, the Mediterranean Sea, the Ionian Sea. So all of this, so this is growing in here. So I got those ones, and they did come up. So they're in their 4th or 5th day of growing here out of the ground right now. And there's another big one. Gonna do some stump crackling. I don't want to step on something, maybe something's gonna grow. And there's a nice big one right there that came up. So, and there's another one over there. So 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. These are, one's a butternut. So the smaller ones are the butternut. 4. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 6 over there. So there's some more here. 7. So 7, and some Biatolas. I probably am gonna move. Where is he? He's right here. So he's growing right there. Decided to grow right there. It's not really that high. It's only 1/2 foot high, and over there it's almost 2 feet high. So that's the difference. I can still throw some hay and some chicken mist down. I just got to be careful. I just got to know where they're growing and stuff like that. Maybe some more will pop. But I am stoked about growing this pumpkin and butternut squash. I've always, for years as a kid, wanted to grow pumpkin and butternut squash. So I grew it in Austria, but I worked at when I worked at the farm there, but this is like something I'm doing on my own, totally on my own. After the big huge rainfall, the water pressure is back. So actually I've noticed when I do have the water pressure back and the solar is running, because today was 38.5 degrees Celsius, so I did do it in the morning, and this thing, it does the rain thing every 10 seconds, which is good because you want to just kind of give it the drops, and then that makes it actually go better, and then spraying multiple drops. So this is, I love this sprinkler, but I still have to do a better water connection here. So that fire pit is smoking and hot ready. Got some nice coals going there. Gonna do some cooking in a minute. Back garden's coming. The only thing that's growing in the back garden is I had some watermelon from my watermelon and the seeds, and it's actually germinating. So I'm in a watermelon race now, and maybe if this hot weather stays till 30 degrees till end of September, I will still be able to get and harvest watermelon. And I will actually have the rain in September to do it, because you need at least 3 or 4 days of good rain. The beans are ready. So I harvested some beans. There's some beans here which are growing. So I harvested already last week beans, and the beans just keep coming. This guy here is the Zucca Lungo, and these guys, they grow huge. So this is only about 5 days of growing now, so into the 5th day, and these guys, they will grow up to 1 meter long, and they call this Zucca Lungo, and I love this. It's like a very long zucchini, but it is of the squash variety, and it grows just exactly like a zucchini, but it is of the very long squash. So I'm really stoked. I'm trying in a race to get this to 1 meter long, because you're supposed to not grow this anymore in September when the frost comes and stuff. This thing grows in the heat. So this is now turned into a compost bin, and the chickens here are here. They're scratching away at things again, and they're just working away. So they're doing their thing, and so when I get another pile like this pile here, then I throw it into the bin, and they got the chicken mist in there too. And that's all good rejuvenation, and the cycle of nature begins again in here. So I had some eggs, I threw some eggs in here, whatever compost, I just keep adding to the bin. There's still some stuff that wants to grow here, but I don't think it's going to grow on. But I've never grown such a large watermelon in my life before out of like one bin. This tomato plant's really coming along nicely. So I will have tomatoes at end of August here for sure, and it looks like I will have at least 30 tomatoes, or a good 2 kilos worth of tomatoes here, pomodori as they say. So these guys are sort of coming along, and I've been fertilizing them, and the potatoes are actually underneath here, and they're just gonna be nice for the fall harvest and keep growing and things like that. So the potatoes are really going. And the other one is the squash, and he's decided to grow out of 2 vases. This is 2 vases, and he's decided to grow out of the greenhouse. I have another one that's coming, and there, and the chickens, I caught the chickens in here on time today, so they didn't eat up all the herbs and everything like that. So he's really growing here. And the pumpkin and the squash that I did a few days ago, I'm still waiting for these guys to pop, and it's probably because this door is open and it has not got hot enough. And I'm gonna do the same thing what I did down there. I put the plastic sheet on there for a few days, and then they should germinate, because they need to get to at least 33 degrees Celsius is the magic number to germinate out of seeds, and then they do pop. You'll get about an 80% success rate if you get to 35 degrees Celsius. So, and the pomodoris, the aromas are just fabulous. I've ate a few now. I was planning on making tomato sauce out of these, but they are here right now, and I mean kind of eating them. So I gotta harvest this and then make at least 2 jars or something of some nice tomato sauce for a dead winter, because when it gets cold here, since I don't have insulation in my house, things can get very, you start looking for food basically. And the peppers, the red hot peppers, are coming along. They're blooming, so they're gonna give me some red hot peppers. And same with this guy here. There's a red hot pepper here, as you can see. So there's a red hot pepper here that's been growing, and this is gonna give me at least a dozen or so more of these red hot peppers, which I love to put in the garlic and the olive oil and the red pepper. So all these ones, and then I have a good variety of capsaicin for over the winter time period. So there's all sorts of tomatoes there then too. And then the bees, which are back there, they've been sort of lazy because the rain did kill off a few bees, so they've been kind of busy. I got still some salad growing. I'm not really much of a salad fan during the summertime. I am during the fall and winter, and I like to have a salad then. And then this guy here, which is another squash. I'm not sure which one. It's probably the Zucalungo again. And this is 2 weeks of growing. This is 2 weeks of growing. So he was just like a little finger 2 weeks ago, and he has grown all the way up here. And I'm training him to go out of the roof, just like on the other side. And he's kind of leaning on this old plant here, this old plant here. So I'm gonna leave the plant, and then I planted also some flamboyant number 3 radish. And I planted the finger radishes actually outside here in the back garden, and they did not really come up. And I know in the greenhouse here, I was actually, the last time I planted this in the greenhouse here, I was able to eat radishes in 2 weeks. So, or have something edible in 2 weeks, which is really nice. And the Beatola in the greenhouse, which I planted, is also coming up. And the bananas, I don't know, I gotta contact the seed provider. But supposedly the banana tree, you will only get a small pinky finger sized tree in 2.5 months. So this thing it grows itself underground, and then it kind of pops up. So I'm gonna wait until end of August and then see if I can get banana trees in here and have bananas growing in the wintertime in my greenhouse, which is nice. So all the medicinal herbs here, the lemongrass, everything's just growing nicely, been picking away. I used this today on Rudi, all these herbs here. There's the basil, the rosemary, the thyme, the majoran, the German Schnittlauch, as they say, the chives. So it's all good. So let's go get Rudi. I'm gonna close this up. The rain really helped. Here, and my well was kind of getting low. I was getting to the halfway, and then the 1 hour of rain, or like the 3 days of rain, it actually filled it up about a meter. So I got a meter of free water, which is like over 1,000 liters of water, which I'm really happy about that. So, and that was empty, and that is from 1 hour of rainfall here. So I was just saying about a meter of rainfall, so it filled that up. So I got about 150 liters of rainwater in here, which is excellent for germinating and planting. So what's up? Just gonna add some wood to the fire, and I'm gonna go get Rudi. He's all prepped. Just like in my chicken Adriatic, I have my own recipe. So here is Rudi. And supposedly it's a lot of meat for me, and I don't like freezing meat. So the mechanic, supposedly in town, he wants to buy some of Rudi off of me. And as I said, I checked before, he was a healthy chicken, but because he was still eating a lot, and he was not very mobile in a sense for like a month. He was just being lazy and lost. No, I gotta kind of keep control of my dogs. All my dogs are here because they know they're gonna have a little piece of Rudi. So I'm gonna cook up the feet, which are right here. I just need to put this grill down, and it's grill night at Casa Esmeralda. So here we go, and I want to do this before the sun sets in. So I'm hoping the mechanic does show up today because I prepped it. So what I'm gonna do for the dogs, I got the head right here, and I'm gonna have part of the legs. So right here, just like that. So I think that's enough, and then I'll save the good parts and pieces for the mechanic. And there's some meat juice here which I'm going to put on now. Okay, so that's enough for me tonight, and then I'm going to cook up some potatoes. And if not, I'm going to do the thing where I have to freeze it. But I don't like freezing meat, so I like to eat something that's fresh. But I got the feet for the dogs. There's nothing wrong with, there's nothing wrong with having meat with feet on it. It's a Chinese delicacy, so try it sometime. Put this right on here. And the chickens have all gathered around. So I need some stones to put this on right now. And I'm hoping I don't burn myself. Flat stone. So there you have it. I got Rudi Rooster on the grill. And the dogs ate already a little bit today. So I called the mechanic and he said he wanted some rooster, and he said he was coming by. But I'm not going to wait anymore. He closes at 7 and it's about 6 o'clock now. And the hens have all gathered around, or some hen is right here right now and looking at Rudi. So I guess this is all the cycle of nature and trying to deal with everything. in itself. So I'm gonna cook up Rudi here and save the rest. Just a nice slow cook. Hopefully things go well as they normally do. And actually I'm learning as I go along, and I kind of now wait until it's really burned down so I don't burn it at all, and just get a really slow smoky cook on it. There you have it. Okay. And all the dogs are here. Simona is here. Giuseppe is here. Bruno is here. And I've decided to keep Bruno. He is getting trained by Giuseppe on how to be a really good farm dog. And we had some wild pigs here the other night, and Giuseppe just went right at it, and he took total control of the place for 2 hours. And the pigs were all trying to get in here. The electric fence was on, and it was just incredible. He just did such a remarkable job that not one pig was allowed to come in this place. So he got big rewards yesterday for all of that. Okay, so I'm gonna cook up Rudi, and some of the hens are trying to get at Rudi alone here. I guess they still want a piece of it, or maybe if there's any leftovers I'll give a piece. Looking again at a beautiful sunset and the nice valley view all the way down to where all the farmers are, and I'm up here on this small mountaintop. So, and Lottie's right here, and the bees are being lazy too. As I said, like, the rain did kill some of them off, but they are working. So I have not opened that hive. It's almost 3 weeks, and I'm really curious, should I open it up or should I just go and get more bees and ask around, because there are a few farmers that do have bees and I can add to the hive. And August is a good time because the hives start filling up with honey and the bees start getting bigger. So if I ask around, and then probably somebody wants to split their hive and give me some bees. It's all good. So, and the dogs are waiting now on Rudi. Okay, so if you like my channel, please like and subscribe. It's Tony and Lati, Casa Esmeralda. Thank you for those who have liked and subscribed. Send me your comments. If you want to come and stay here, that's always a possibility. And thank you for those who have liked and subscribed. And take care, and bye for now.